Hi guys, I'm DJ Monsi and I will be creating a tutorial for how to play Grey Hack and how to also level up your gaming immediately. Um, so what usually if you start playing Grey Hack, you'll stumble upon a tutorial. If you want to restart your tutorial, just click the reset first mission. Otherwise, you'll start the game as is right now. If you hear some form of music, I'm playing um, Heartbound OST on the background. Hopefully, Thor allows me to use this, but when he says he allows it to be used, so I guess you can do that. So anyway, let's get started. First things first, if you want, you can check the manual. A lot of the things that you need is in the manual. So um, we'll use this as a basis. We'll start with Airmon. We can check that we have an interface wireless LAN 0. So we start this monitoring WLAN 0. We check the list of networks that we can connect. You can see that there's 80. So we'll copy this. We'll do an air replay. Air replay B. Then usually if it's really high, like above 75, we can just wait up until 4000 acts or acknowledgements. We'll just wait for that. 2000. Okay. Actually the music I'll need to check them again later for proper acknowledgement of, but I'm just using the playlist from YouTube, so hopefully I can remember them later, but I'll acknowledge them like the whole OST at the description. You can also see the link from there. So now I got the acknowledgement. You can see that there should be a file cap in the list of files that is in your directory, home directory. So I'll just do an aircraft file cap. And I got the password. Password is started. I access it and connect. So now that I have that, first thing that you need to do is not open the map, but open the browser. Then you go for mail. The mail in multiplayer, the best email services would be at the last pages, because most of the first pages is player based. But because I'm in single player mode, these are like NPCs. So I'm going to create an email here. I'll create the account. After that, I'll go to the bank. I'll just get maybe this register, and then create a password and log in. So I'm going to also add this one. Then next is I'll go for shop. I'll just get this one, add this one, and shop, download nmap, put it on bin, and the SMTP user list. I'm going to check if there is something that I need. Nope, no more. So close. Then I'll check my email. Now, usually if you create an email, you already see this. this is a hack shop. So I copy this, paste it here, and add them so that it's easier to go back. I can just delete this because I don't need it anymore. Now on the hack shop, I'll need this. Oops, that's my daughter. I'll need this. I have 10 coupons, so I'll just use them sparingly. Buy. Put this in user bin. Then decipher, which I'll put it on bin. Scan router, which I put on bin as well. And the metaxploit, which I put it on live. Now once those are done, you can go to the jobs and earn some credits. So there's this credentials needed, one of the easiest ways to earn money here. So credentials needed, if I accept, it will show up in my mail. Now, given this, I need to do a remote, get the credentials of a user in a remote machine, which is this one. So, put it here. Usually I'll do an nmap first. And it will show me that these are the addresses. Now the thing is, even if the victim's IP LAN is this one of the things that you get to know if later on in the system, in playing this game, is that everyone has a root. The root is the super user or the super admin of the computers within the network or any computer. So if you have a super admin on your computer, that should be you if you're the owner. But there should be a super user. Now, all of the super users in all of the computers within the network. So these are the networks. This is the network of this particular public IP. All of the super users would usually have the same root password. So for returning the answer for these kinds of things, this kind of mission, just returning the password of the root is enough. So how can we get the credentials for that? As you can see, I'm seeing that I can open port 80, or in port 80 I can target this machine using vulnerabilities coming from this service with the version, this one. So let's try in the exploits, find live HTTP 1.00 search. Oops, sorry. I added one dash search. And then try to find either inject a password. We can do that. We can also get this one, which is guess. So whenever you read a particular exploit, there are three things that you will see usually. What is the action that is going to be done? This one is to change a password of a registered user. What is the permission? Which is non-root. So there are three kinds of permission: guest, non-root, or which is an existing registered user, and the super user, which is root. And what are the other dependencies that are required? So like if there is a required library in there, what's the minimum number of registered users, and so on and so forth. So if I want to find the credentials in your computer, you can find it actually in etc passwd. I click on it. These are the credentials. If I decipher this, you can see the credentials of the user. So we'll need to have access to /etc/passwd or password. There is one way, of course. We can check that This one accesses bank credential files. Where is the bank credential files? It's in your, let's say, username config bank. So if I try accessing my bank here, and I log in, so like, yeah, like so. If I go back to my file terminal, there's the bank. This one shows up. And if I check the exploits for live HTTP 1.0.0, that accesses that file. So this one accesses that file. So we don't need that as of the moment. We need something else. So let's go back to the terminal. Employees means it's an SQL, so it's a database. So we have this. This one is guest, so might be a problem. This one is also guest, might be a problem. Non-root user. Minimum number of users is 3, might be a problem later on. Minimum number of users is 4, might be a problem as well, so it's not also good. So let's have SSH. So this is how I would make mail. Root user might be a problem. Nope. ETC non-root any user might be a problem. Well, actually you can have someone log in into the PC, but you'll need a lot more data. This one is SYS. This is root. Minimum number of users registered in the computer. This one is sort of easy because usually if it is a computer, there should be, yeah, of course, if there is a super user, there is always a minimum number of users registered. Now, one of the things that you might sort of get it wrong in the first try is to just buy this and okay, this is done. But as you can see, the thing that I really need is this one, etc passwd, and this one only shows SYS and shows the contents. But this one has permission of root, and the requirement is just 1 user is registered. So what I can do is I can buy the source code, buy it, save it as a different name like get file, just make it as get file and close. Now, given that, I'll go to the file itself and open it. Now, this is a big mumbo jumbo of text, but one thing that you would need to know if you want to level up is this one. This is what you need to know. This is the address, and this is the unsecured value. The address and unsecured value changes on all of these things. Now, we know if I sort of play this one or build this one, I'll just put it on bin. Let's say get file. I didn't change anything, I just added like a comment. If I do this get file, it asks for an IP address and more. So I know that we have used live SSH for this one, for the SSH. So we just get file IP, which is the IP address that we copy, and SSH 22. And you can see that it says obtained access on SYS. So, which is weird because SYS would be this one. So what I need is etc. So what we can do is, we know that this is the one that printed that text. Obtained access to result path. The result is actually a type of file. So if I check on file, what can we get? We get these parts or I mean functions. So what I can do is, if I know that result that path is equals to sys, I can go up the parent folder to go slash. So I can rewrite the result as result dot parent. So if I check the parent, it contains a folder that contains the file. So if we save this and save the get file, rerun it again, we can actually move this below, so that so that we know that it has changed. But you can see it already sort of didn't print anything, because what it does, it just gets the files, not the folders. So we just rebuild it again. You can see it is now, it's not using sys, it's using this. Actually, we can make this a little bit more better if while there is result.parent, that means if there is result.parent, and while. So that means this automatically goes to the slash from anywhere. So just save it. We still see that it works. Now let's force it to go to /etc. So we can get the folders for result.folder, get folders, and then for folder in folders. So because we know that it's an array of folders, if the folder name is equals to etc, then and if we break, meaning stop the loop, and also result is equals to folder, the result is equals to folder. So if we try that, get file, we get the file pass wd and get the root, and we can also get some of the users, but we just need the root. So we'll try our idea of, because everyone in the network is a super user, we can go access this one, or give the password for the root. So we'll open Notepad, save the root as document, run decipher document.txt. We'll wait for it. Okay, so it's taking a while. password. We reply root and password. Send. And we're done. We don't need to even check what IP address or what the computer IP is in here because root already satisfies the job. Now, just to take note, you can see that I said this is the thing that actually is very useful. How do you get these values? One way is to just buy almost everything and just get the values in the system unit. Like, let's say if I want to go for back to live HTTP, there's the get access to a shell. Even if this is like a root user logging in, I can get the source code, change it to get shell, and I know that if I open it, I have a lot of things. Open, Path, Explorer, If I open it, you can see that if it's a type shell, it starts the terminal, and this is still uses the same sort of like address and unsecured value. So how can we sort of use this as our how can we get these items? One way is to create your own script that will show those values. So the script in question would be this. So I would need metasploit. Actually, you can just copy this because this is very good code. There you go. Just this. Let's say we want to create sort of an end map or of some sort, or we need to also have like the address and port. So I'll just copy this whole thing here. Here we go. I also copy this one up until here. And actually up until here. So there you go. I have the address and I have the meta-live. Now instead of using overflow, I would go for meta-live scan meta-live, and it will result. If I print results now, we make it as a scan router 2. You can also actually print meta live name, meta live version. Oh, there is a comma. There is the thing that I missed. Line 1. Oh, forgot that. Yeah. Save. Let's make it as scan router. Now let's run it. Scan router 2. Okay. This is in the line 16. not Metalai, but Metax. Metaxploit. There we go. Scan router 2. Terminal. Now it scans the whole thing. If you remember this, you have used like other player created tools, you'll see, of course, yeah, you'll see already like live SSHs, which is the same thing as if I go for live SSH SO, yeah, it's the same thing. Then, as you can see, these are the addresses that has vulnerabilities in them. And if you look at we have a previous file before, which is the get file. You can see this one. It's actually this one. So now you have one of the pieces. Now how do you get the other one? This one. What we can do, because this is an array, we can, for memory, in the results, and for, print memory. Let's add something so that it's going to look like a good one. Memory. We'll do this. Output is equals to metaxploit scan address, the meta line, and the memory. Then just print the output. We delete this, save, and then we run it again. So we'll just wait. So as you can see, this one, we just actually copied it from get shell of a exploit, and then everything else below. So this is player created code. Now you can see this. So if you check again, is that this is this. We can check this one, and it's checking registered users equal to 1. We know that for getting the file, it's actually the SYS. I'm not mistaken, it's the SYS, this one, limbo. Minimum registered users equal to 1. So you know what type of attack if you go to the exploit and map out the whole thing. Now, to make it easier, because there's a lot of text, what we can do is let's say array is equals to because every sort of output actually has an unsafe check. So what we can do is the output, we split it using that text. So given that it's an array, so this is going to be what's this? The vulnerability text in array n4 n4. Now there's something that if you check the codes for, like, let's say I think if you go for scripting, meta exploit scan address, oh no, there's a good area where in the website, I'll just put it on the description, where if you use the scan address, there's a way to get this one, which is use the start is equals to what's that again? I need my code. Templates. Wait one. So yeah, so segment, so this is, let's replace it as the segment. We have a segment, the index of the first the bold, the end is segment index of the last bold. Let's label start, label end, segment index of b. Then let's get the exploit text, segment of label start plus 3, label end. I have this thing, if exploit and exploit not equal segment. This is something that I did because there are sometimes there's no exploits, like searching for unsecure values. Let's see, there is one here. There's nothing, but let's just leave it off right now. So there's the exploit. Now we can also see per each segment there's a buffer overflow. So yeah, we'll get that. Array is equals to segment that split buffer overflow. Now we just want to, like, make sure that there's has index 1, then end if. This is more of like making sure that it works. We get the requirements. Segment that's split. Let's see if this works. Oh no, array to 1. If requirements that length is greater than 0, and if um, print requirements. No, not print requirements, but more of for rec in requirements and for print rec. Let's just add print additional requirements. Let's see if this works. There's 10. I forgot something. 32. Sorry. Place. Let's weight it up from here. Takes a while. Now, while waiting, as you can see from here, let's say for a memory, if I do this for memory, this is the exploit. If I click here, it says root user kernel module 1.00, kernel module 1.00. So that means this one matches up to this one. If I check this one, there's 3-port forwarding and init SO 1.00, 3-port forwarding, init SO 1.00. So that means, at least from these two, this matches up the sorted list from this one. So you don't need to like attack the whole thing immediately. Let's say I get, because you can see what type of attack using the exploits page in the browser. Now, I'm just going to check. I made a mistake. Len. So going back, if we look at, let's say, this one, we see that it is, no, this one, it says here, there's a dependency on NetSO 1.00 and 2 ports. So list action thing is will get you a ability to change password. What's the other one? Let's say IST7W non-root user. It already works. So additional requirements. Check root user. Additional requirements. So on and so forth. So it makes it easier, sort of. I forgot to print the segment and the exploit. So print exploit. We can actually make it this way. also want, like later on, like index is equals to 0. We have index plus equals index plus 1. Index. And yeah, you can already see that this is the values of this should be this one. And we say just make it sort of prettier. Print. Yep. Then making sure that it's here. There you go. Let's try it out again. Okay, let's see. Okay, it makes it easier. So this is the memory exploit. This is the additional requirements. You can then check. This is the last one. Any active user, if you use this things, so let's yeah. Yeah, there's two port forwarding. We already know by doing nmap on the same nmap on the IP address, it's more than one. If we let's copy this. Get sys. If we do this, oh that, sorry. Save, and then we bin get file. What's that again? Get file. Now if we run get file, no active user found. Oh, what's that again? Oh, because we are checking an active user. Because yeah, it needs an active user. But let's say this one, 15 would be this 17, 16, 15. We just use this, so it's the same. But we use this. Sorry. Get etc. We don't have access because we are just a guest. So as you can see, just by changing the values here, you can have different. You can reuse the source code that you got from the exploit. There would be more to come, but I'll stop here from now. Bye.